So Daryl has no part of that. And what do you think about Daryl here? He's kind of lost his only focus. His focus was finding Sophia. Now is he back to the kind of nomad that he was before?
It just depends on what goes on. I think Carol might be his bridge to long-term humanity, but I think we're going to see him kind of revert to that type for a while.
Yeah,
and then I just don't think Carol's going to let him. I think she's going to be relentless about, nah, the group needs you. You're a good man. You're being a hard ass now, blah blah blah. But I think that she's.
That's
gonna
assuming Carol can do anything herself. Get out of her stupor.
Yeah, Carol's a caretaker.
Yeah,
and I think that she's now bringing. I kind of get now what people are saying about their mother-son relationship, which I still think is going to be creepy because I really do think they're going to be romantically involved.
Yeah.
But I do see kind of like that energy in this episode, and so
there's a connection. And I mean, she's already said as much, right? In the barn, maybe last episode, maybe the episode before, she told Daryl how she felt.
Daryl threw the saddle at her.
Yeah. So Daryl knows how she feels about him.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. So then
Daryl calling Lori olive oil. Hilarious.
Because we're all thinking it.
It's not just us that notice that she's sticks and stones.
Yeah, she's
knees and elbows.
Yep. So then Rick and Glenn find Herschel at the bar, and I thought it was really cool when they enter the bar. They don't say anything. Herschel doesn't even turn around. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care if there's a zombie back there.
Right.
He's just like, whatever. I'm drinking myself to death here.
Right.
That's a nice touch, a consistency there that I liked.
Although in this show, as soon as the zombies came in the bar, they'd be all,
that's true.
So
that's true. So what do you think about Herschel's kind of reversal of thinking here? He basically he's come around on the zombies. They're not humans, and there's no hope.
I guess it needed to happen, especially for this character. But it's like, to me, I guess you liked it, but to me, I'm getting a little tired of seeing the same kind of speech given by different characters.
I get you, but I feel like Herschel's the one guy who I wanted to see have that conversion. Like, he's always been the guy who's taken everything on faith.
You know what I think would be super interesting is a guy who has his hope intact until he breaks, but he still keeps up the public facade, and then just like they come into his tent one night and he's blowing his head off. I think that would be an interesting thing where the group could be like, oh my God, what, this guy was so optimistic, and like, instead of everybody being like, Hamlet on these soliloquies about the apocalypse and how hope is dead and I believed in miracles, now miracles are dead.
I mean, I like the speech he gave here to Rick.
I do too.
I liked it.
I liked it too. I liked it better the first time when I heard Jenner give it, and then when Rick gave it, and then when Lori gave it, and then when Shane gave it.
And when Lori gave it again.
Yeah, right. And then when she decided she didn't want to give it and want to, it's like, whatever.
Gotcha. I feel you. So then Lori takes the car and she immediately crashes it.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
This is all right. Well, I'll give her credit. She wanted an abortion. She got it. That's one way to abort.
By the way, much more effective form of abortion, getting in a car wreck than
morning
taking
after
morning
pills.
after pill, which would not affect anything at all. I mean, is AMC trying to get the award for most misogynist network on in the air? Because why else would they have her do something so half-cocked and stupid, go off alone, not tell anybody, just because she's pissed at Daryl and she's and she's going to leave her son. And
she's leaving. She specifically told Carl to stay with her.
Plus, she doesn't. I don't think, to my knowledge, I've ever seen her fire a gun. She's always skewed to training, and Carl shouldn't be around them. It seems like it's so stereotyped to have a woman struggling with a map and flip a car and hit a zombie.
And if you look at kind of AMC's lineup, in Breaking Bad, we hated the bitchy women for a long time. And we came around a little bit on that. But
there's still lots of people that haven't.
But look at their movie lineup, too.
Movie?
It's action movie after action movie after action movie. They clearly cater to dudes. Clearly.
You think it's a dude? I mean, Mad Men's definitely a male fantasy. I mean, they got Peggy. It gives a little bit of cover, but Betty is a monster. Joan is a mess.
Christina Hendricks, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So I'm
Roger's
wondering
wife
if maybe
is
there's not a little of that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If it doesn't... I don't think it says much good things about man in general and the people writing the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, you know, what's really the crazy contrast is watching Justified, where they've, like, badass, three-dimensional, intelligent women characters on that show.
Yeah, definitely.
On the good side and the bad side.
Yeah. And we like the women on that show.
Yes.
Even if we don't want to see them with the main character.
Yes.
But
I mean, I'm the first to say these dumb bitches should stop doing dumb bitch things on this show, but, like, I really, really like the women characters on Justified. So certainly you can do it right.
You can, yeah.
I
wonder if they're going to do that with Andrea, because Andrea is becoming definitely more like, even after she shot Daryl, that was blatantly stupid. But now I feel like she's got her head on straight.
Yeah, I don't think they needed to do that. Obviously, I mean, I don't even know what the writers were thinking.
Sure.
And it was funny because I saw this Reddit thread on Reddit had a screenshot of her swinging that pickaxe at the mother.
Yeah.
It said, did anybody else think that she's about to impale one of the survivors' heads when she was swinging this thing? Oops. But yeah, I mean,
sorry, Glenn.
I definitely see now where they're going with Andrea, and I'm ready to forgive and forget on that. But
yeah.
Lori's
too much to take, man.
Right now she is, and I don't know what they're doing with Carol.
Carol, I'm indifferent on.
I think it's interesting that Jackie, the two people that basically were ready to give up and just lay down and die were the two women.
Well, I feel like they should have kept Jackie around because she could have been a stronger woman figure, I feel.
Like, I thought she would.
She didn't ever do anything dumb.
She didn't do anything dumb. She
was humorous in the episodes that we saw her.
She used her experience. You know, she didn't do stuff like, oh, you got bit. Well, I'm going to hide and conspire and talk about it. It's just like, Jim got bit, you know?
Yeah, smart.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's one thing that bugs me, and I know I talked to my girlfriend, and it bugs her, and probably a lot of women. So.
Well, I'm sure we're going to get some hate mail for this, too. But
why? I'm like, women aren't stupid. Stop writing them like they are.
Gotcha.
You know, gotcha. I mean, I understand they do. Like,
people are going to misunderstand this. They always misunderstand everything we say. So you know they're going to say, "Oh, you guys are misogynist with AMC."
And I get it. Dale does stupid shit too. Like he did
all the time.
I think that was that was in universe or a meta stupidity. Like it's only stupid because of the way they filmed it. You know, they meant it to be like it wasn't Dale just did something dumb fucking stupid. It was just that he, you know, so we've turned that into this like he's a crappy lookout. But
yeah.
It's hard to think about. I mean, when you think about stupid stuff, the women are doing more of it on this show, and I don't see a reason for it.
Here's my other question about this scene. What do you think Rick's going to do when he finds out that he left the group and his wife got hurt? He tried to be a leader again.
Fuck that. What do you think Shane's going to do?
I'm wondering if Shane doesn't go after Lori here and save her and really drive a wedge between them.
When he finds out that they're... yeah, that might be...
That would really hurt that relationship.
You might be... Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about in spoilers for next week because there's like some, you know, banana shit that might be happening.
Yeah, we got to move along too. This is a long episode. So there's a showdown between Rick and Herschel in the bar. Herschel's reaction is not what I expected here. When he basically admits, like, look, I was stupid. I had hope. I shouldn't have.
I feel like we covered this. I mean,
we did, but there's something about the way he's honestly assessing himself here that I really liked. And that's where he gives a big speech to Rick. So then, moving along, Shayna and T-Dog are piling bodies on the bonfire. Maybe for some s'mores, maybe some internal combustion there. I don't know.
And again, I'm like, why do you take the trouble to load these zombies in a house and drive a quarter mile away, or load them in a truck, drive a quarter mile from the house and burn them?
And then burn them, yeah. Just burn them right next to the house.
I mean, we know there's remote areas of this farm. That's where they're supposed to supposedly do the shooting, all that kind of stuff. So it's like if you wanted to attract the zombies and other ne'er-do-wells, track them away from the farm.
Sure.
Hell, drive into town, set them up and fire in the middle of the town as a warning to all the other zombies.
The other thing I noticed in this scene is that T-Dog's actually there. And T-Dog at the beginning kicks a zombie in the face, gives a little
curb stomp.
Yeah. When are they going to do something with T-Dog again? What has he done since like episode 3 in season 1?
I don't know.
He hasn't done anything. He's just been in the background.
He needs his own arc.
I agree, 100%. So then Rick convinces Herschel to head back just in time for them to be confronted by Dave and Tony. Go to commercial. When they come back, Dave and Tony introduce themselves, and they ask to stay at the farm. What did you think of Dave and Tony? What was your initial impression when they walked in?
It didn't change much. I honestly don't know how this would have played out if they weren't, kind of asshole Philly guys.
Gotcha.
Like, these are the guys that go to the stadium and whip batteries at the opposing team during Eagles games and boo Santa Claus and boo when people propose on the field. And, they're just kind of like cross-grained bastards, right?
Sure.
I almost wonder if they were from the South, if they wouldn't have been welcomed onto the farm. But it's just the fact that, everybody's
so Rick
like,
was suspicious from the beginning.
Everybody's like, well, they pulled on him. Well, but he went to go get a drink, and Rick already went to his gun.
Oh, yeah,
There was like all this, and I think the guy pissing in the barn was needlessly provocative. But I almost wonder.
In my opinion, the pissing in the bar was like they did in Justified, where you've got a guy sitting behind you. Like they were strategically positioning themselves in case anything went down.
I think but at what point in the conversation do you think? I mean, does it flow naturally that they let this group of survivors onto the farm, that they would start raping and pillaging and killing everybody? It's like, I wonder if the show, it'll be interesting because, what they do with this next week, but I almost wonder if they're going to, if they just left it the way this is, you'd almost argue that maybe Rick acted a little rashly here.
Maybe so. Because if you notice, when he's standing there, he's got the guy behind him and the other dude's behind the bar. He's like shaking his hand, loosening it up, getting ready to draw on this guy. I don't know if that's just the actor doing that or if that was meant to say, like, Rick is very, very nervous here.
Well, and I couldn't help but think when they were talking about all this stuff about how it is out there, that is a speech that Rick has given at least twice in this show's history.
Absolutely.
He gave it to Jenner. He gave it to Herschel. I mean, So what if Herschel had done this to Rick? Oh,
this is what I was thinking.
Oh, we shot your boy. Oh, well, come up here and bam, bam, bam. I mean, Jesus.
In this
what was
scene,
the difference?
I was thinking this guy Dave is trying to out Rick, and Rick is now trying to out Herschel by not allowing them onto the farm. It's like this weird...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's strange. But, I don't know what would have happened if Herschel did that to Rick. But Rick puts down these two guys, and...
he went Justified on them.
Man, something has changed in Rick, right?
Yeah. Someone made a really badass animated GIF of that scene, and it's like Rick quick draw to put it right through that dude's forehead.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really badass shot.
Yep. And then spun and took out the other guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking Rick is turning into super badass here, who maybe is a little more like Shane than he wants to admit now. He's kind of being convinced, because that was a pattern throughout this episode, is Shane kind of confronting Rick about his decisions and Rick agreeing. So maybe he's seeing it his way. So that's pretty much it. There's this really cool song that plays over the end here where they're burning the bodies. It's called Regulator by Clutch, and we played it at the beginning of this episode. And that's pretty much it.
It makes about anything more badass. Like, you're going to walk through the grocery store, play that, you're going to feel like a badass.
Yeah.
You're going out to the mailbox to check for the newspaper. You play that, you're going to feel like a badass.
Sure. So I do have a couple questions real quick about the episode.
And I have a comment, too.
Okay.
Just that they pretty much put the kibosh on Fort Benning. Do you think that, this talk about Nebraska and Fort Benning, was that legit? Or was that these guys trying to get it to work an angle, or what's going on?
I feel like that was pretty legit.
Okay.
I don't know why they would work that angle.
You think when Shane brings up Fort Benning, he's going to be like, oh, yeah? Well, those assholes I shot in the barn said Fort Benning is overrun.
Yeah.
I mean, where is this guy's credibility at this point? I mean, I hope
right.
so,
it's in the toilet.
I don't want to see them go to Fort Benning.
They won't go to Fort Benning. No way.
Yeah, I don't
way.
think so.
They're either going to stay on this farm, or they're going to head to Nebraska or somewhere.
Nebraska.
Maybe they're heading to Nebraska.
I've driven through Nebraska.
You wouldn't go there?
There's not very many people and a whole shitload of guns. So
that's true.
There's that going for it.
Yep. So does this episode change your opinion of the Sophia storyline at all? Did they need this to
No.
drive wedges between the group?
Yeah. I liked how they did that. I just think
You think they could have done it?
It didn't need 7 episodes.
Quicker,
No
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
way.
Okay.
3 episodes.
I agree with you there.
They could have exercised 3 episodes out of 7 episode run and been a hell of a lot better.
Definitely.
And if you disagree, fine. But I mean, I guess I don't know what they would have missed by cutting that stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was a whole bunch of just really awesome zombie stuff or, some bombshell character moments that we wouldn't have gotten any other way. Mm-hmm. As you pointed out, these kind of like water cooler conversations around the zombie fire about what the group's doing. I mean, that was more character development than what happened in 2 or 3 episodes.
Definitely, yeah.
So
yeah, I think the Sophia storyline was valuable, but the way they told it was not great.
Yeah.
My other question is about going back to Lori. There was a quote on Talking Dead of her saying that Lori's kind of adrift as to what's right or wrong here. And my question then is, do you think that the show needs characters like that to kind of show how difficult it is to deal with this world? And would it be less interesting if everyone was as decisive as Shane?
I don't know how viable it would be if everyone was decisive as Shane, because you'd have 10 people just going off half-cocked in all different directions.
Sure.
So you need...
So do you think you need her character in there to kind of muddy the waters a little bit?
I think Dale does a better job of that, and he's not nearly as annoying, other than his lookout failures and his obsession with the radiator hoses.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if she want to play devil's advocate, there's a better way for her to do it, and they need... Okay, so the character who's as devil's advocate should not be made to look foolish.
Yeah.
I think that if that's well and good for her to say that about her character, and I think that she wants to believe that, but the writers are completely undermining that character by making her do stupid things.
Yeah, and you're right. I respect Dale more in that area, too.
Yeah, so if she's going to advocate for, the contrary opinion, she needs to come from a reasonable, level-headed, respected point of view.
And not crash cars.
And, not tell the best character in the series that he's selfish.
Yeah.
And, not play Shane and Rick against each
other.
Quit
projecting, Lori. Quit projecting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to award Zombie Kill of the Week to Andrea, killing Herschel's wife with the sickle. And Idiot Survivor of the Week, I think we all know who that goes to. Lori for basically everything. Calling Daryl selfish, crashing the car, abandoning her son. All of the above.
Any one of those things could lead her to be killed.
Yeah, not many dumb survivors this week, I don't think.
Right.
And that's it.
I don't know. Andrew's pretty close by just, doing a dog pile on top of the zombies.
Yeah. But she didn't crash any cars.
No,
so.
True.
All right. Why don't we do some listener feedback? We got a lot of it.
We got so much of it. Karen M. from Virginia had some catch-up emails. I'm going to try to blow through these.
Yeah, I think this is who I was talking with.
Yeah, she's got the Shane and Lori thing. She says, regarding that, as a female, I don't think her horror was that the roughness has been said before. She's talking about the roughness of her and Shane and Lori's relationship. Mm-hmm. I think that was a natural part of the relationship. Her horror came from knowing that she did have a relationship with her husband's best friend, even though he was presumed dead. She had not yet confessed her relationship to Rick and was horrified that he could walk in and see Shane attempting to get busy with her while drunk and completely misunderstand the situation.
Gotcha.
So she thinks that Lori kind of scratched Shane not because she was opposed to it in concept, but because she was afraid Rick would stumble in on them and what would happen.
Yeah, and
Carl.
I was emailing back and forth with her. As a follow-up, she kind of thinks that Shane, that Lori still needs Shane, regardless of how she feels about Rick now. So there's that layer on top of it,
She also said, side note, I thought you guys were Hoosiers. It's not unusual for large farms like that to have at least one 5,000-gallon tank of fuel. Can you imagine driving a combine to a local gas station to refuel? You silly men. Ever been to a real farm?
I have not been to a real farm, honestly.
I know popular conception of Indiana is we grow corn while driving race cars around Indianapolis 500 while spinning basketballs on our fingers. I've personally not done any of those three things.
No, I
can't even spin a basketball on my finger.
But I've never been to a farm.
I'm a shitty Hoosier.
And I didn't know that the gas tanks were about 5,000 gallons. That's pretty big.
That is big. Like I did,
especially when they don't have much equipment to run, because that seems like a cattle or some other type of farm, not a big crop growing farm.
Like an industrial big, like you said, a big combine farm.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of crops that they need to harvest and plant, so they don't have huge tractors. And
Yeah, and I don't know like if those things take diesel or gas, because the other thing about gas is it doesn't keep very well.
Yeah,
Doesn't stay very fresh.
separates and
jellies and stuff. So,
Ooh.
But if he's got 5,000 gallons of fuel, that's I don't know. I haven't done the math on that.
It's a lot of fuel.
That could keep a generator going day and night for a long time, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Anyway, she says, I know you guys are thinking Carol's a wimp, and I don't want her to hook up with Daryl either. And don't want her to hook up with Daryl. However, just maybe given everything she went through with her husband and now the loss of Sophia, she may just turn out to be a badass and perfect match for Daryl. It could be. I don't think we've seen any evidence of that so far.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. She hasn't done much of anything. That's the problem.
And
I don't know anything about her.
I'm colored by the comic book too much.
Well, I'm colored by her relationship with Ed, I think.
Oh.
Because she doesn't seem like a take charge kind of person, even when her own safety and well-being is at stake.
But it's weird because...
And I get you. I don't understand that dynamic at all.
Not only that, but like people have weird moments of clarity.
That's
where
true.
they just hit a low point and be like, fuck this, I'm doing everything different. So it's like it could happen. We'll have to see. Mike M. says we should keep Andrea away from all hardware, firearms, flammables, and sharp edges, and TV remote. She's an accident waiting to be created.
She going to change my channel?
And in his opinion, the episode didn't really start until minute 25. He gets it. Herschel doesn't want them on the farm. They have different views. Something has to give. Rick versus Herschel ad infinitum. He loved the guy heading into the town for a drink in a possible zombie-infested zone, demons in the bar and roaming the streets. I don't understand Herschel having no hope. If he holds this philosophy, then why would he care who stays at his farm? Why would he be so hard on Maggie? Awesome final 2 minutes, though. Great reflexes by Rick, and a funeral pyre signals closure and implies some big changes are coming. I was hooked back in by this ending. Yeah, great ending.
Yeah, certainly.
I think that you got to separate the Herschel's no hope speech as like that's his post bottle outlook. His pre-bottle outlook was hope and miracles and my wife's coming back.
And you got to think about
or post-barn, I guess.
You got to think about how long it took Shane to cool down too. Herschel's just been devastated here, right?
Yeah.
So he's not. I don't think he's fully figured out what he thinks
There's
when he's talking to Maggie.
Any of these characters have worked through their grief cycle yet.
Yeah, although I think Herschel has. It just took him a while.
Have done it by fiat, but we'll see.
Oh, okay.
KB writes us, "Hey Jim and the other guy. Hello.
What's your name again?
Aaron.
I don't even remember.
My feelings are hurt now. I'm gonna have to read. My throat hurts and my ears hurt.
And
I'm reading this guy that doesn't know my name's email, and now my feelings are hurt. I'm gonna try to get through it. I anticipate there will be some ongoing debate over Rick versus Shane. So first, let me take this opportunity to throw my weight firmly behind Rick. Rick for president, 2012.
Yeah.
Not only is Shane acting like a rude bully, his unilateral action against the bar and disrespect towards Herschel suggests he's becoming too autocratic to be a leader. By alienating, rejecting, and antagonizing people's views, he is far more likely to breed mistrust than Rick. He might be right with some short-term tactical decisions, but over time, his usually non-consultative approach would jeopardize group solidarity. But it plays really well in Republican primaries.
Yeah, it plays really well on TV, too. I'm blown away.
Second issue relates to why the zombie apocalypse is not that hopeless. I know that not everyone considers the group to be very competent. When you review the context, there are a lot of encouraging conditions. Number one, zombies don't appear to reproduce sexually or asexually, so their numbers will barely grow as the human population dwindles. Two, there'll be little to no competition for supplies from towns and small to large urban centers. Three, there's still fish and squirrels and other game they can still plant food. Four, they can repopulate with people outside their family. Five, there are advanced weapons out there. Even if they run on ammo, they have crazy knives and shit. Plus, what if they find a bazooka?
Oh, a bazooka would be awesome.
Six, zombies aren't strategic or tactical and don't appear to communicate to each other. In fact, we've often seen them try to do individually.
Just don't give the bazooka to Andrea. She'd blow Daryl up.
Oh, Jesus. First thing out the gate.
Yep.
Seven, there's still horses if they run out of fuel. And eight, they can probably find libraries that aren't under threat. Bonus, CO2 emissions will be in decline for what it's worth. So maybe we won't have to worry about the global warming.
Yeah.
Fucking men. I'm always fighting with Jim about what I consider the impossibility of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it would ever get off the fucking ground, number one.
Be suppressed.
It would be suppressed instantly and brutally. And number two, if it did happen, I think that you would be able to survive. There'd be bigger pockets of survival and whatnot than one would think.
Yeah.
It would be, again, you just move up north, wait for the zombies to freeze. You
make it sound so simple. Oh, we're just packing up, moving north. No problem. What if it's summer? How far north are you going to go?
Well, I mean, the other thing is further north you go, the less people there are.
That's
like,
true.
How many zombies are you going to run across in, like...
Alaska?
Yeah, or Northwest Territories of Canada.
Yeah, not many.
So, but again, I don't know. It just seems like you have to just swallow the idea that a zombie apocalypse is possible and this has happened.
Well, you also have to think, where are they? They're just outside of Atlanta, right?
I guess, yeah.
So there would be a lot of zombies around. Like, if they were in the Northwest Territories, okay.
Certainly.
If that's the setting of this show, fine.
Certainly.
But maybe those people up in the Northwest Territories in Alaska are safe.
But it does seem like, and I guess I'll talk about this a little bit in spoilers, but yeah, it does seem to me like a lot of this no hope is a little bit bullshit that's you just have to swallow because of the setting.
Gotcha.
And if you don't, then you're probably going to have a lot of problems with the show.
Yeah, you're not going to enjoy it.
So, as a final note, outside of Mad Men, AMC continues to fail to deconstruct gender roles and stereotypes. Nice driving, Lori. I don't give Mad Men an exception. Just because they got Peggy, who's kind of ahead of the curve, there's way too much other stuff.
Well, I think you have to swallow the setting there, too, right?
That's true.
That show is all about misogyny.
It's not like, I mean, you first think like, oh, how cool, Don Draper is. Mm-hmm. But then you realize he's a profoundly fucked up, broken individual.
Yeah, you see him doing some terrible things.
Like, I'm not really looking up to him at all after season 4.
Yeah, I almost feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Like,
and everybody in his life and his kids, and like, this is how the country kind of got fucked up.
Not like in a victim sort of way, in kind of like an assoll way. Like,
yeah.
That guy's not cool.
He's just leaving a trail of human wreckage behind him.
Yeah.
Frontrunner writes in, he wants to do a little bit of bragging because he feels like he nailed and Herschel's reaction. He quoted from his email that he sent us on the season 2.0 recap. A facial expression when Shane started dropping the barn walkers like flies looked to be like a man at peace, not at anger. Speaking of Herschel, I think that's why he didn't take the pull from Rick. He could not do it himself, but he looked relieved that it was done and over. If he really believed what he's been preaching, he would have at least had some sort of expression or words when his wife family came out of the barn. I think everyone will be surprised when the season starts back up at what his thoughts moving forward will be.
Wow, color me surprised, because I didn't think so, but yeah, he's right on.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't take long at all. So I think we're going to be in real treat in upcoming episodes with several things coming out that we've been waiting for. The blow up with Rick and Shane just after the slap was what we've all been waiting for. The fact that Daryl's getting mad as hell now, that has sunk in, and he's gotten shot at and stabbed at with an arrow for nothing.
Yep.
Lori calls him selfish. I think he's going to turn a little colder in upcoming episodes unless he blames himself for Lori wrecking, but let's hope not. Ooh, that's a good angle.
Oh, yeah.
If he actually blames himself for that.
I'm throwing that one down the drain because it ruins my Shane saving Lori thing.
Well, both things could happen.
Yeah?
And we do know, I believe, I'll say that for spoilers. Anyway.
All right.
The blow-up between Shane and Dale was great. Let's see. It humanized Herschel a little bit as far as taking him off that perfect man pedestal to showing that he was a drunk in the past. It was a good touch. Mm-hmm. The best part of the end, though, is the look on Herschel's face when Rick showed everyone that he can still be a leader. The way he pulled on those boys was like he was the fastest gun in the West.
Yeah, Herschel was impressed with that.
And I think he resizes his need for Rick for protection will come to terms and will want him and his family and Glenn to stay.
More predictions that I like. This guy's a savant.
Main points of the show, Carl's getting cold-hearted like Shane. Mm-hmm. Herschel realized Rick's worth after watching him react like the fastest gun in the West. The final big thing is Rick showed to everyone that he's still a bad mofo by blasting those guys in the barn. Things he didn't get. The point behind the arm falling off the truck.
Yeah.
We talked about that. How is Dale so sure that Shane killed Otis in detail of how it all happened? 3, why bury the loved ones? I think I covered that when I was talking about Andrea. Some of these people need that normalcy and that closure. What is Shane trying to... is Shane going to try to hit up on Carol now? He's rubbing on her and cleaning like he really cared.
God, I hope not.
I didn't read that. That was... I don't think he was even thinking about what he was doing.
Yeah.
The guy in the bar is going to fire on Rick with his buddy standing directly behind him. Nice gun safety. Yeah, I didn't actually catch that, but yeah, that's if you're going to set up an ambush like that, don't stand direct behind the guy.
Yeah.
That's going to be pumping the other dude full of lead.
Sure.
He has a prediction. Carol will die soon, and Lori will lose the baby anyway after being back and forth over trying to abort it. How ironic. James L. wrote in, why would she possibly drive after Rick? Oh, well, Lori message. I understand that she was really worried they needed both Rick and Herschel there, but what does she think she can do that Rick can't?
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I would rather have her son come after me than her. Other than Carol, she's the most useless person in the group. I gotta say, I think she's taking pole position.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At least Carol's
not wandering off and getting herself in danger.
Yeah, it's just her kid who's doing that.
Brian from Long Island says, I thought the first episode is great, but I thought that last time too. Oh, Walking Dead hasn't earned his trust. He's a little skeptical. Carl reminds me of a brick from the ABC. Reminds me of Brick from ABC sitcom The Middle.
Yeah, I asked him about this. He says he claims that it's better than Modern Family, which has won all sorts of awards and is considered one of the best comedies on TV. So I told him I'd check it out when I have some time.
Oh, thanks for covering for my nasal maintenance there.
No problem.
That's all. We kind of pulled a sneak attack, a Pearl Harbor on the listeners here because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and my I told my girlfriend that I thought it was a bullshit holiday, and then she hit me in the face with a frying pan.
Yeah, shot you through the shoulder.
So I'm going to do it, and we had to podcast a day early, so we probably are going to miss a good deal of your feedback, but we will get to it next week. And
definitely.
Hopefully will be a little bit shorter of a show since we've had a little bit of build up to talk about.
Yeah, and I got to say, we've been doing the Justified cast now for a few weeks. We don't get nearly as much feedback on that, and I don't enjoy that podcast quite as much. So I think you guys are really contributing to my enjoyment of doing this podcast.
Oh, for sure.
So keep the feedback coming. I love it.
Yeah, it keeps us engaged throughout the week, too.
And it gets me thinking. They point out things that I did not see at all.
Indeed.
Yeah.
More listener feedback, better show. Let's get to the outro. Unless you got something else you want to talk about? No spoilers?
Let's do it.
If you want to keep up with all the stuff that Jim and I are doing, and it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
We got Breaking Bad.
Too much, man.
We got The Walking Dead. We got Justified. We got Mad Men coming up in a couple of weeks. We got Game of Thrones coming up a couple of weeks after that. All good stuff. At baldmove.com. You can find our latest there. Send us feedback at watchingdead@baldmove.com. You can keep up with us and see the moment that our podcasts drop and our links and show news and whatnot at facebook.com/baldmove and follow us Twitter @baldmove. The other thing you can do, we always could use iTunes reviews and subscriptions if you haven't done that already.
Yeah.
That helps us, again, get more listeners, more feedback, and more enjoyment. We also could use your using of our Amazon affiliate link. If you buy stuff on Amazon anyway, it's something that costs you nothing, gives us a little bit of money, and if enough people do it, we can break even on our bandwidth costs and not have to send, because it's surprisingly
and buy a
expensive.
palace by the ocean.
Yeah, I want the Kevin Smith podcast set up. I want the bowling shirts that they're all wearing, and the big fancy chrome microphones.
Well, you already look like Kevin Smith, so
I do.
Yeah, some of the listeners want us to post pictures, so we might do that.
Someone told, was it at PAX East in Boston? I looked like a skinny Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Which I guess is,
It's accurate. It is accurate.
His wife is hot, too.
It's the beard, man. The beard does it. Yep.
But yeah, what you do is you go to amazon.baldmove.com. It takes you lickety-split right to Amazon. No interstitial ads, anything. It's just like using Amazon, because it is using Amazon.
All right, quit your begging. I've had enough of it.
Really?
Is that all the outro we got?
They don't have, I just want to mention no extra shipping, no extra fees. Just gives us pennies.
All right. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Can we do some music and some spoilers after
you want.
it?
I actually got the promo for next week too.
Let's do it then. Next week's episode is going to be titled Trigger Finger, so that should be interesting. Mine too. So as always, until next time, I'm Jim.
I'm Aaron. See you then.
And we're back with the out of the spoiler section. Let's play the thing for next week.
209, Trigger Finger.
Man.
On the next episode of AMC's The Walking Dead.
Yo, someone in there? We're just looking for our friends. Let me tell you something. They're bound to get us all killed.
Then we have to stop that.
What are you doing?
Keeping an eye on you.
Get out of here! We all know this is not going to end well.
For a longer look at the next episode.
Oh,
That final scene,
some good stuff with the zombie pressing his face through the glass.
that's clearly Lori in her car.
Disgusting too.
Somehow she's still there at nighttime. Do you think she's pinned in the wreckage somehow?
Possibly. I mean, it did flip over and land on its side, on the driver's side. So
Yeah, it did.
she will have to climb out if she can.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal wreck too.
Thank God for safety glass, because it looks like the zombie's kind of struggling to get through there.
Yeah, and look at Shane running down that road. That to me
yeah.
says he goes after her.
Yeah, well, especially since these guys now. How the fuck do you think this ends up happening? Because it looks like they were ready. They played the badass song. They're going to stroll out of there, get in their car, and head back to the ranch. Somehow they must get jumped like immediately after.
They do, and it shows like a scene of Glenn backing up against the door, right? While people are trying to figure out if there's anyone inside.
Right.
So I think they're looking for their friends. They're probably coming up.
Oh yeah,
right there to look for their friends.
This is fallout from the Philly thing for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they heard the gunshots. You know. So that's probably what they're doing. Carol's checking up on Daryl. She's a little worried about him.
Yeah,
what's that about?
His ear necklace has got her a little freaked out.
Yeah, we forgot about the ear necklace. That's not good.
And there's a shitload of zombies too. I think the gunfire at the OK Corral bar has drawn a bunch of them walkers. Or do you think that's at the farm? Because there's been gunfire and bonfires both places. I mean, come on.
Man, I think it might be at the farm. I think it might be. My prediction is
It's
that
urine. Zombies can smell urine like sharks can smell blood in the water. Like
Gotcha,
one part per billion.
Well, specifically Tony's urine. There was like a Philly cheesesteak in there or something.
Oh, yeah. High lipid content.
Yeah. Is there anything else from that trailer that you enjoyed?
No, but we got some fat spoilers. We have a
shitload. Can I do one quick spoiler from Arjun V, who has a prediction?
Sure.
He says that, like in the comics, Carol is going to commit suicide after she makes an unsuccessful attempt at trying to seduce Daryl or maybe even Shane. Once she's rejected, she'll realize that Sophia has gone, or that with Sophia gone, she has nothing to live for. I think it's a pretty solid prediction with the way she's acting and what we know happens in the comics, what we know.
Yeah, in the comics, she commits death by Walker.
Yeah, and what we know about them kind of wanting to get more close to the comic books. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It seems like once Darabont was gone, that Greg Mazzara, did you say?
I think it's his name, yeah.
And
Glenn Mazzara.
Glenn Mazzara. And Kirkman want to... Look it up. I think you're right. It's Greg. Well, I know it's Greg Nicotero. That's where you're getting confused.
I think it's Glenn Mazzara, but...
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like that they're trying to, after they've kind of rope-a-doped us, or at least the comic fans, which, again, a small number of the 10 million people watching this, they're trying to move it a little bit closer to the comic book continuity.
Yeah.
Continuity. Another thing is like, there's something going on with this mic stand. There's also something going on with Carl. A lot of people noticed that, in the comic book, he kind of goes a little psycho.
Oh, okay. When does that happen? How far along?
It happens, I think, after the prison, because he ends up murdering another little boy.
Oh, okay.
Who, to be fair, murdered... This little boy was kind of like a serial killer himself, and none of the adults could, what are they going to do? Or Carl just The
kids in this show have or in the comic, have serious issues dealing with this situation.
Yeah, and he ends up being kind of, very disturbed young man, and I guess he would be if you grew up in this world.
I mean, you know what happens to, Glenn and Maggie later on in the prison? Don't they end up killing themselves?
No. You're thinking of Tyrese's girl.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so Glenn and Maggie are actually in there for the long haul.
Yeah. Cool.
They're still alive after 90-some issues.
Wow. So, it is Glenn Mazzara, by the way.
All right, cool. So did you say you had was that the end of the spoiler? And
yeah, that was
Carl.
It.
All right, so we got a listener whose name's going to be not mentioned, and he asked us not to use any spoilers until we can confirm them.
His name is Not Sure.
And actually, I've confirmed most of this stuff on Reddit, so I want to talk about stuff that he dropped He dropped the
Bibles.
Sophia being the zombie about a week and a half before I saw it anywhere on the internet. In fact, I thought he was passing off some kind of Photoshop when I first saw it.
I think this is actually Glenn Mazzara who's writing it. Trying to get a little cred.
Yeah, so he's been right so far. I'm going to tell you what this guy's saying about episode 12 and 13. It says in episode 12, Shane tries to kill Rick. It takes place in the woods in the moonlight. Shane says it's not going to be easy, but Lori and Carl, they'll get over you. Shane keeps taunting Rick, saying that Lori and Carl lived without him once when he's in the hospital when they thought he's dead. He says they're going to have to learn to do it again while he takes aim at Rick's face. Rick asks, so what are you going to do? Kill me here in cold blood? Screw my wife? Take my children? Going to let them call you daddy? Is that what you want to do? He then demands Shane then tells Rick to raise his gun, but Rick keeps refusing and causes Shane to make a retort about how Rick isn't supposed to be the good guy anymore, according to his own words. He finally has enough, and he tells Rick that he's pathetic and he isn't fit for Lori, and he's a better father, and he'll fight to keep both her and Carl alive. Then a scene that's eerily similar to the pages of the comic. Shane goes full-on angry and tells Rick that before he came back, things were fine, and his return destroyed everything. He pauses for a moment and then says that because of Rick, Lori's broken and Carl's weak, and that Rick has not a clue how to fix it, inching his gun closer to Rick and demanding that Rick raise his gun. Rick then reaches for and grabs his revolver, pulling it out from its place on his belt, but then he tries to calm things down, saying that there can be a way out of this if Shane wants, so they can put this whole moment behind them. Nothing has to have happened here. All the while, their guns are trained on each other's faces. He says they can lay down their weapons and head back to the farm if they want. It doesn't have to be this way. Rick tries to talk Shane out of being rash while subtly pulling out a knife. And after a quick tango and much drama, Rick buries the knife in Shane's chest.
Ooh.
Later on, Shane reanimates as a zombie, and Carl finds him. And then Carl ends up raising his gun and shooting the zombified Shane to the ground.
Awesome homage to the comic.
Yes, it is. It took a while to get around to it, but it sounds like, again, this resolution is pretty much right out of the script.
Wow. Oh, that's seriously that's like on the par with Sophia spoilers last season.
Yeah, it's basically, giving you
maybe we should have warned them
the
up
shooting
front.
script.
This was fucking serious.
Man, they did the spoiler
spoiler section. True.
So he says also the show's being set up for them entering the prison in episode 13. They start filming at the prison location in May.
Nice.
Michonne, is it Michonne?
Michonne, yeah.
Will be appearing at the end of the season in episode 13. There are currently no plans for Tyrese to appear.
End of season 2, right?
Okay. Season 2, episode 13, so just in a couple of weeks. Darryl and Carol are going to become much more intimate in their friendship, and they'll look out for each other throughout the season. That leaves a lot of wiggle room, because it just says they're intimate. It doesn't say that they're actually going to start sucking face or anything like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you think... I heard a couple of rumors that maybe there is not going to be any Tyrese. That they're just going to skip his part in the series and give it all to T-Dog.
That's fine with me. T-Dog is a character who's been with us. I'm okay.
And actually, when they cast, I thought that was what they were planning on doing. Mm-hmm. So they even have similar
and honestly,
names.
If I'm this is becoming less and less likely. If Booker, what's his character's name? Merle comes back. Right. That would create more tension to have T-Dog there as kind of a significant player, as opposed to Tyrese.
Honestly, I don't think we need Tyrese as long as T-Dog has a similar transformation to Andrea.
Yeah,
and becomes kind of like the badass. And he